Hey everyone, it's Brennan. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. Today I have for you all the books that I just pre-ordered from the Barnes & Noble pre-order sale. I think the sale is over now, so sorry if you missed it. They did 25% off a bunch of pre-order books and some of them were already discounted a little bit, so I got some good deals on some exciting books. And first, can we talk about these outrageous mushroom earrings? They're from a local artist earring maker in Kentucky. Her name is Corey Brangers. Her shop is called Sunblonde. I will link it below. She has super cute clay earrings and I'm just living for these mushroom ones. I matched them to my outfit. But anyway, let's quickly go through these 13 books that I pre-ordered. The first one I chose was the second Crescent City book by Sarah J. Maas. It's House of Sky and Breath. So super excited about that, even though I have not even read the first book in this series, but it is like the next book that I have to pick up. I'm reading Reminders of Him right now, and then I'm picking up House of Earth and Blood. So adult fantasy series, romance laden, I'm sure, and I'm super excited to read it. And House of Sky and Breath comes out on February 15th. And then the next one I'm super excited about is Ali Hazelwood's new release. So it's called Love on the Brain, but then on Goodreads it's in like a series and it's called Love Hypothesis #2. So I wonder if it's the same campus, like at Stanford still. And I think two arch nemesis PhD students, probably PhD, or I'm not sure what kind of students, or maybe professors they are, but they are in the STEM field of education and they have to work together on a project. So that's super exciting. I'm really excited to read this. The Love Hypothesis was one of my favorite books that I read last year. So I can't wait to pick up another one from Ali Hazelwood. And Love on the Brain comes out on August 23rd. And then Emily Henry's new book coming out, Book Lovers. I pre-ordered that. And this is like a publicist, someone in the literary world goes from, I think she's usually in the city, probably New York, and she takes a trip to North Carolina, maybe with her sister, but then someone else in the publishing industry is there and they keep running into each other. So very book heavy. I mean, it's called Book Lovers. I'm a book lover. I'm excited to read this. Book Lovers is releasing May 3rd. And then Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey. It's the second book after It Happened One Summer. So I think they're calling this the Bellinger Sisters series. So this is the younger sister, Hannah. She's definitely more of just like the laid back, not in the celebrity spotlight sister. And I think this is going to be friends to lovers. And it is with one of Brendan from the first book, one of his friends, but also like he's in the fishing on boats industry. I am not familiar with those terminologies. Anyway, this book comes out March 1st. It is Fox and Hannah's romance, and I'm super excited to read it. I really like the first book, but I kind of feel like I'm gonna like the second book better. Fox is like a playboy type guy, and then Hannah is just like really into her own interests. Like I know she likes music and vinyls especially a lot. So I think this is going to be a really fun time. And then another Tessa Bailey, My Killer Vacation, comes out June 6th. This sounds like so much fun. So the heroine is like a quirky, energetic second grade teacher. Super excited for her character. And then our male character is a motorcycle riding bad boy bounty hunter. And I think a body was found in their town and then he shows up to try to find out who the murderer is. But then she gets into the like, you know, amateur sleuthing and she wants to find out who it is too. And this is their romance and I am so excited about it. And then the next book I pre-ordered, it's called, some of these I like I'm not familiar with, A Dance of Smoke and Steel by Mila Vane. And this is a fantasy kind of historical type romance series. This is the third book, and the first book I have right here, I have not read it yet. Let me read you the blurb. A generation ago, the Western realms were embroiled in endless war. Then the Destroyer came. From the blood and ashes he left behind, a tenuous alliance rose between the barbarian riders of this kingdom and the walled kingdoms of the south. This alliance is all that stands against the return of an ancient evil until the barbarian king and queen are slain in an act of bloody betrayal. And I think our heroine caused them to be murdered, and then her love interest is their son, the prince. And it's a series. And I know in the second book, I think they're doing a lot of battle type stuff, and then here's the third book. Have I read any of them? No. But these are like mass market sized, and like just look at his fur and leather. I mean, this just sounds like kind of Game of Thrones-y, but historical romance, and I am here for that. And that comes out June 28th. This next book also comes out June 28th. This is Up All Night with a Good Duke by Amy Rose Bennett. And this sounds like so much fun. So our heroine writes gothic romances. She's like wanting to, I think, kind of create a school for women. And then she has a friend who is trying to have a season in London, and she gets invited to come to that. And her love interest, the hero of this story, is a duke who everyone thinks that he murdered his first wife, and then he is our love interest. So this just sounds like so much fun. I've never read from this author. I have one of her other books on Audible right now that I'm hoping to read in February, so I'm super excited for this release. And then another historical that I pre-ordered is Nobody's Princess by Erica Ridley. This doesn't have a description or a cover, but this is the third book. Oh, I'm not sure what the series is called, but the first one is The Duke Heist, and the second one has been super popular. It's The Perks of Loving a Wallflower. So those are the first two in the series, and I think they're all based on these different family members who were kind of all adopted by this very quirky and eccentric man. And I'm not sure, I've just heard that it's a very good found family theme, and I want to read the series, so I just went ahead and pre-ordered one of them because that's what smart people do. And that book comes out on July 26th. And then Never Cross a Highlander by Lisa Rain. This comes out on May 24th, and I have had this randomly just like in my Amazon cart for months, like maybe a year, because I saw this cover and I was like, yes, that's a book that I'm going to read. It doesn't have a big description on Goodreads. It just says it is like a Highlander, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. That sounds so amazing. He's a Black Highlander is also what I know. And I am so excited for this book. This may be the book that I'm most excited for on this list. And then I pre-ordered a Joanna Shupe. This is The Bride Goes Rogue. It comes out on June 28th. June 28th is a big day for historical romances. This is the third book in a series. The first one is The Heiress Hunt, and then The Lady Gets Lucky. I've heard really good things about The Lady Gets Lucky. And then in this one, The Bride Goes Rogue, our heroine and our hero, their families both want them to get engaged to people, and then they have like a masked run-in, like at a masquerade, and have like probably like a steamy moment, and then both of them are very reluctant to be betrothed to anyone, and then they find out that they are each who their parents want them to be engaged to. These are American historicals also. I think the series is like the Fifth Avenue something or other. So these are in New York, and these are like society people, you know, like not really royalty, but like American high society members. Anyway, I read The Rogue of Fifth Avenue by Joanna Shupe. It was so good, so I'm really excited to read more from her. That one comes out on May 24th. I think I said that already. But another one that comes out on June 28th, big day, is A Matter of Temptation by Stacey Reid. And I'm reading My Darling Duke by Stacey Reid right now, and it is so good, and I can't wait to pick this one up. I don't think this one had a summary, but I do think it might have a cover. Maybe it doesn't even have a cover yet, but I have decided that I like Stacey Reid, so I pre-ordered one of her books. And then the next one I pre-ordered comes out April 19th, even though this cover does not look like a book that would come out in April. It's called Go Hex Yourself by Jessica Clare, and we have a witch and a warlock, but in modern times, and the witch gets hired to work at this magic business, and then her nemesis slash love interest is the nephew of the owner of this business, and he's a warlock. So, sounds like a good time. Pretty sure there's a cat in here that plays a big role, which in a witch romance, we love a cat that is a character. and the cover is amazing, so I pre-ordered it. And then the last book I have on here comes out on April 5th. This is by Ashley Winstead, but this is a romance. This is called Fool Me Once, and like the title kind of tells you, I think this is a second chance romance, and I don't know a lot about it, but Ashley Winstead wrote In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, which is a thriller that I read last year and really enjoyed. And when I saw that she had a romance that it was coming out soon, I went ahead and added to cart. But those are some books that I pre-ordered during this sale. It was a great time. I had a really fun time just like looking through the books that were coming out. I don't really keep up with new releases very well, so this was a good way to keep me up to date. My mailbox on June 28th is going to be quite full, and I'm so excited for that. Let me know if any of these books are on your radar. Let me know if you picked up anything from this sale. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one.